Greetings, world and family. I am Richard,
I am Breanne.
And I am Gary.
and together, Golden Family, we are rocking Pandora's
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 box!
box. Woohoo!
Welcome, beautiful
I,
Welcome.
family. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Well, today we have a really special show. Uh, Obviously, we have Brianne with us. It would be special enough with Brianne with us anyway, but oh my, I am in Hog's Heaven. You know me and Egypt. Love it, love it, love it. And guess which special, lucky person went to Egypt recently? And they've come on the show to tell us all about it. Wow. Richard, I mean, how lucky are we with Brianne?
Very lucky, very lucky. We've all dreamt of being there. And Brianne, sister, how was
oh
your
my God.
experience?
Oh, thank you guys so much. Adore you guys. Thank you for having me on today. And Egypt was phenomenal. I mean, I remember talking to Richard or you a little while ago, and you said you see me coming back as Brianne 2.0, and that's what it feels like, a really big transformational experience, you guys. Definitely full of some highs and lows, but it was absolutely incredible. So I'm excited to share that with you guys.
Superb, superb. So before we get too far into the show, Brianne, I know everybody will know exactly who you are, but please introduce yourself to the audience.
Yes, well, again, I'm Brianne. It's so nice to be able to connect with all you guys. And I've been doing tarot and crystal ball for quite some time. So I have my channel over there, Readings with Brianne, and I do tarot readings, crystal ball, gazing as well. And it's been an incredible journey. I've really anchored myself into doing this pretty much full time for the last few years, and it's been such a transformational experience.
Superb, superb. Thank you very much. Now, I have put a slideshow together because Brianne was kind enough to share some slides with us, photos of her holiday. How lucky are we? And I've also got a couple of extra slides that might use, we might not, depends, but it might be helpful for the explanation of some of the technical stuff that Brianne talks about, as much as the feelings and sensations. So, first of all, you went to Egypt. How was the energy? What was it? Did it feel, was it one of those holidays where you went on holiday and it went like a bar, or was it one of those that certain times it felt a little bit spacey, strange?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say it was a very busy schedule too. So I do think it was one of those holidays where you need a holiday after your holiday. But the one of the first things we went out there, so my partner did a tour out there and we went there a couple days early. And one of the biggest things we noticed right off the bat was, I guess we can say like the passage of time was so different. It went extremely slow out there, and we had busy days. This wasn't just like one day where it was a slow day. Every single day we called it Egyptian time, and we were always joking like, okay, dinner is at 5 o'clock Egyptian time, so that meant at 8. And it was just such a slow moving energy. But when we were looking in this a little bit in greater depths as well, because you look at, Egypt as being their bedrock full of silica and granite and limestone and crystals and quartz. It has that dielectric field. And this is something that I'm just slowly getting into and understanding a little bit more in detail. But when we're looking at, again, the nature, the geometry of the universe, and we have that torus and also the hyperboloid. That's that magnetic and dielectric field. So when we were in Egypt, the whole atmosphere, even though it was quite chaotic, you guys should see the roads. There's no lanes. Everyone's honking at each other. I didn't even think we were going to make it to the hotel. It was crazy, you guys. So very chaotic, but also a very slow moving energy. And that was one of the first things I noticed on our trip there.
It's very
Yes,
interesting. Sorry, Brian. It's very
yeah.
interesting you talk about silica because I had a discovery some months back about silica. and silica is actually used in England as flint on churches. And when they build church towers, they layer it with different materials to affect the silica content to change the resonance of the energy from the churches or the buildings or surrounded areas when they were given free energies and such, like during Tartarian times. So as soon as you said silica, I was like, what? Wow, that's fascinating.
Yes, yeah, and even when you go into the temples, it's as if time literally stops. It was a very interesting experience. So that was one of the really prominent things that I noticed when we were out there.
Wow, wow, wow. Now, you talk about torus fields and the hourglass and stuff like that. And I know that you've got an Ankh, and you can, if you would like to show the audience your beautiful Ankh, there we go. Look at that. Wow.
Ta-da!
Isn't that beautiful, Richard?
It's
Oh,
gorgeous. I love the Ankh. Yes.
yes, very beautiful.
So the Ankh and the toroidal fields and all that, you're obviously feeling this energy around you. And how did these things affect you from place to place before we start looking at the slideshow?
Yeah, I mean, I will say like off the bat, most of, the temples and places we went to had a beautiful energy. You could just feel, I mean, as I was saying, I at one point I we were in I think Abu Simbel, the temple was gorgeous there, just putting my back on the hieroglyphs and you could feel that the current, the kundalini just rising up the spine, tingles down the entire body. And something that I found interesting too is like, taking your phone in there and taking pictures, of course, the reception completely dropped, but the phone got extremely hot as well. And we weren't in there for a long, long time. So it was quite a lot of sensations. I mean, I think I underestimated the amount of physical sensations that I would feel throughout this entire trip. And to kind of touch base on some of the other temples that we've seen, there was a huge difference because you can see they were hand carved and hand chiseled out versus that genuine technology that was used in the genuine temples. So very big difference from going into, say, Abu Simbel to one of the other ones. Again, you guys will have to forgive me. We've seen so many temples. Sometimes we were doing 3, 4 a day, so I'm trying to still remember which temple was which. But there was a couple that we went to that it felt like a very more of a flat energy, and you didn't get that electric and that charge that you did in the genuine ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Fascinating. So would you like us to go and show the audience a few slides and so you can go through that, or is there anything else you'd like to add, Breanne?
Oh goodness. I mean, there's so many things and so many different topics we can touch base on. It's up to you. We can, yeah, absolutely pull up the slides. And well, I mean, when we're looking at kind of that torus, the magnetism, and also the dielectric, I think a lot of that is also coupled into how the technology was made as well, right? With the pyramids. So looking at the Ankhs, so you guys will see these all over the temples over there. And again, very amazing tool to be able to use for healing and also many different aspects as well, because when I was out there, unfortunately I did get sick towards the end and I missed the pyramids of Giza, which was a big bummer, but I had so many amazing experiences, and the people that we got to experience that trip with was phenomenal. But the Ankh, I was in one day sitting in bed, I was using 2 Ankhs as you can see in that image, and just being able to cross over that the channels and the Shishuma. And when we're looking at that, it also works with that heart resonance and it automatically drops you into that. So did you want to share your perspective on the Ankh as well, you guys? Or would you like me to go deeper into it?
Well,
Richard, what do you feel? Yeah,
I find it very interesting, Brianne. Beautiful picture you took here. But looking at this hand, this red hand, holding the Ankh with the thumb down, reminds me, because we had a little chat before coming to recording, and we were talking about the cement purses. It almost feels like it's holding like the glyphics holding a purse right here. And this one also looks like a key right now, the Ankh in his hand. Could it be the key to a technology? Like the looking down. I don't know. This is what I'm getting. Like
Well,
holding a purse.
yeah, it's interesting too because the one that I have has like that circuitry, but a lot of the Ankhs out there also had a key, which was a cool, interesting message that you said. But when we look at the like the zero, how they're holding it, that's that 0 point field, and that's that portal where life force, the memory, the higher consciousness also
Ah.
flows. And then when we look at the cross, it's also the symbolism of the womb. So we have like the mother and the father. And again, connecting to, not to try to go all over the place, but that connection I had with that Lyran prior to, there was a lot about fusion. And the phoenix was something that was shown to me. And it's that birth of the third. So we have, for example, the mother, the father, and the child. The child's neither the father nor the mother, but it's the essence of the third. And this is that connections to that as well with the womb.
So the third would be like a new day, a new dawn, a new human, if you want, an awakened, rising
Yeah.
phoenix, the new generation. I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fascinating, fascinating. It's very interesting you said about the fusion. Um, so if I can get my head around this, what you're saying is the Ankh is neither the either one of the two parents. It's its own energy source that is which was created via the duality of coming together, which is where we get the round part, which is the womb, which is what gives the portal of energy. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's my perspective and what I get as well. And I mean, we can use this like when we look at it as a tool, even being able to clean out the aura and brush your aura. It helps with auric leaks. It helps with activating your channels. It helps with directing energy through the meridians. So, quite an incredible tool to be able to use if anyone feels guided to experience and invest in like an Ankh. I think it's a powerful tool to use. Absolutely.
Because cool. About a year ago, we went to this Tibetan Buddhist show. Strange thing to go to, I know. Gary's on the tangent, and they had these devices, and I can't remember what they're called now, but they were very much or very similar to this. But they had like one on each hand that they would hold in the middle, and it reminds me of the same kind of technology. With us,
Concept, yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, Richard. Same concept.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too it's looking at it as like again it's amplifying and working with our consciousness is working with activating the channels and that 0 point field like you said that's that birth. So the birth of the nose. And when we even look at some of the I've noticed some of the imagery in the temples, you'll even see some of the ox like going to the nose or to the mouth as well. And it feels like that is that act of surrender to eternity. It's like you're exhaling your breath
Mm.
and you're inhaling your pure source, that pure source. So also connecting to the pineal gland when working with it in that aspect as well. And I feel like again, I'm still a little bit new with working with the onks, but I feel like if we incorporate this into a long term, everyday essence into our journey, this could actually help with clearing out decay and clearing out aging and all of that as well.
I get a yes.
Yeah, yeah. And Richard just did something while you were talking, and I was like, "Oh my God." You said you put it up against your mouth, and Richard went, mmm. And frequency would have been a key part of that, as Richard just demonstrated. So perhaps as
Mm.
Richard just literally, almost a remembrance, I would say, Richard,
Uh-huh.
made the right kind of noise that you would use when you put that against your lip to energize it in some way. What do you both feel about that? Because Richard,
Well,
you made the noise.
yes, I made the noise, so if you don't mind, I'll go first, my beautiful Brianne. Because there's so much here going on, with Egypt and with these pyramids in the Ankh and all that. And I think that a lot of times when an oracle, someone like Breanne who goes there, someone who's very in touch, they feel like I went to Egypt and I had a deja vu, right? Is it really a deja vu, or is it that time and space stops the linear timing, and then we see all of the energy for what it is in that singular moment? So when Breanne said the Ankh to the lips, and I went, is it really like a past life remembering? Is it like really a deja vu, or like I'm totally tuned into by listening that time and space gets dissolved over there?
And interesting enough, I just cut the deck and I have the star card that came
There
out.
you go.
And that's yes, and it's interesting too because through this trip I've had so many I am a visual person, so I do see a lot, but I've been experiencing so much more. Even something that was kind of interesting before we went about maybe a little while ago before I seen that Lyran that came in, there was a fairy and I seen it with my eyes. Like it was luminescence in my closet just hovering there. And I feel like with all these visions and as we say past lives, I feel like it's just this remembrance as everything is, happening now.
Brilliant.
And he felt very masculine, you're a Lyrian. I've done a video recently. I channeled the Lyrians. I got to meet this beautiful male lion. His name was Arakan. Arakan, and somehow he sees you, Brian Arakan. Yeah,
Oh wow. That is
Arakan.
really cool. That's incredible.
Well,
And I
I'm gonna
mean the
pull.
yes.
I'm doing cards on Arakan and Brian.
Okay.
Like, if I may.
Of course. Let me just stop sharing so that everybody
No,
can
no,
see
no, no,
your
no, no, no.
cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Because
because we know what an
people
onk
can't see
looks
the
like.
three of us. Okay. I just want three cards on my beloved Arakan and Brian, because I know Brian, we spoke before the show, and I asked you, I said, he feels a very masculine. You said he felt masculine, but he made me feel that he was, what's the word I'm looking for, of no sex?
Yeah.
That
Oh yeah, what's the word? I exactly because I kept getting that too. I'm like, is it I think in our minds we're like, okay, are you a feminine? Are you masculine? And it felt very masculine. However, that wasn't the point because he was talking a lot about fusion, and that's where this is all stemmed out for me. But he's like, no, your mind is still trying to label masculine, feminine. I'm neither.
that's
And
what
it's
you
the
said. Yes,
it's
yes.
the fusion of both, just like the
Okay.
light and the dark, the fusion of them.
So what I got, so you're gonna love this, guys. Are you ready? Okay, so in regards to the being I met as Arakan, which I got a massive crush on, like it's such a beautiful male, like lion, like loving energy. And in regards to you, Brian, I got the Alpha, the Ace of Cups. So that is a big yes. Who you saw the night is related somehow, if not totally, Arakan. And then he was there to bring you reincarnation, a new sight, a new journey with the Fool's card. And then, yes, he was definitely a male, the King of Swords, speaking of truth. So you and me both met Arakan. Now you have a name for him.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That
Yeah.
was beautiful. Yay.
Superb. Superb.
Oh,
Superb. Let's go back to share screen.
yes, pictures.
Superb.
Where's the movie? Yeah.
Well, everybody wanted to see the cards, and if we're a tiny little box down the side, people are
Oh,
going to
I was
struggle.
kidding. I
So,
was kidding.
no,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
well, it's important. It's lovely to see the cards. So, Brianne, explain this, please.
So this is interesting because kind of fast forwarding to going to this one temple where I got to see Sekhmet, it was so powerful, you guys. And this was, I feel like, why also my Lyran came in before. It was just this beautiful connections throughout the entire trip and since I've been home. But after I was able to feel the presence of Sekhmet, and you guys, this was powerful. Like this was probably from my perspective, the main, synchronicity or the main reason why I was meant to go on this trip and where I was at, there was something very particular about me being in that exact spot. And afterwards, I was seeing these images of the helixes, right? And as we were going through the temples, this is the image that I took where I'm like, oh my goodness, it just connects that remembrance, and that's what I seen. So how I can kind of explain what this means to me and my perspective is looking on the left, there's kind of like a containment box. And to me, that's like housing our consciousness, right? And then when we look at the double spirals, we have that with the dot in the center. And the spirals, that's that DNA, it's the force that ignites also the phoenix's flame, right? It's that current that moves into that third essence. And I kept getting that 3 consistently over these past like couple weeks too. But looking at that dot in the middle, to me, it's also looking at the egg or that cosmic egg. And it represents that essence being born from the 2, or again, I think as you were saying earlier as well, Gary, you were talking about that heart resonance, and that completely connects to me as well. So I'd love to hear your aspects on that or perspectives on that, because that definitely gave me the shivers. But even looking at the flame is like that alchemical burn and that purification with that candy cane looking like symbol, and then what to me looks like an arrow up, and that's the initiation into higher consciousness and emerging to a new identity again, being reborn. And interesting enough, on my other card decks, I have that phoenix that's popping up, and this has been a big symbol and synchronicity coming up in my life for these past month, I would say.
Yeah, amazing. So when Breanne was explaining it, it kind of got me as well, and I was thinking, oh my God, she's bang on here. This box is of consciousness or a frequency. And when we hold the 2 ankhs across, like the first image, and we cross our heart, it's like we're energizing our toroidal field. And so this would be the representation of the helix, the spiral, the helter skelter. And Richard and I looked at the helter skelter last week. No, 2 weeks ago, sorry.
Yes.
And this is this spiral again, and in the center is the cosmic egg or the heart. It's the center of either the universe or whatever way it works. And I think the way that Breanne's seen this is absolutely amazing. So when you saw this, what did you feel? I mean, because you've got close to this. I'm looking at a picture; it's not the same. So what did you feel, Breanne?
Oh my goodness. And this is, again, something not just for me, for everyone else in the collective too. Like this is a representation, and this feeling, it's like these impressions or knowing that it's like our physical body is, we can say, changing. It's also upgrading, and it's this feeling like the whole trip when I'm connecting to the hieroglyphs or the temples, to me I was getting a lot of not goosebumps, more like tingles. You can see the tingles and momentum moving towards the internal body, and it's almost like you can feel that, for those of you who have had like a kundalini either awakening, or you can feel that energy, you can feel it moving within the spine. And that's what I got. This was probably one of my most favorite captures or hieroglyphs too, because it connected, and I seen these images before I seen the actual hieroglyph, which was really cool. So for me, it was like this process, and from what I'm getting from the meaning of it, it's like this alchemical transmutation of higher states of consciousness that we're going through.
Wow. Richard, what do you get from that? Because there's,
I get a lot of it, and I was just searching for a card right here, just to give a visual to. Can you see me? Okay, because right now I see you and I see the glyph, so I don't know what can see. So this is like the 4 of pineapples, the 4 of pentacles. And I was searching all this as I was listening to you, my beautiful Breanne. But you, Gary, you were talking about the 2 pillars there, like the Ankh, like the helix, and at the heart, at the center would actually be a heart. And then when you hold the 2 ankhs onto your chest, the energy, and then I got a vision by higher self, Somehow I think I got a new meaning for the Four of Pineapples, Pentacles, because I always say, hold on to yourself with what you have in a time that you feel safe or unsafe. But this is what he's doing. He's got his arms around here. So I think that this card right now, I got a new meaning for it. It's like that energy and that you're totally recalibrating. It's not just keep what you have to yourself in a time where you feel uncertain, but it's recalibration. That's what I got.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Brianne, how do you feel about like this decode?
I'm getting goosebumps, like
It's
exactly
crazy, huh?
what you said. And that's that, keeping containment of that energy that's flowing within too. And oh, I love that. That was beautifully
But
said.
Brianne, do you see? This is it. None of us, you, Gary, me, any of us know everything. We are all surfing for the truth to be enlightened. And as we listen to one another, we get new downloads. And that's
Yes.
a new download I got for the yay!
You definitely hit it. And that's what it's all about, is that connection. Because even I was talking to, to my girlfriend the other day about this, and when you connect and talk back and forth, you have these moments of like, oh, okay, this is all connecting and making sense. So I love your explanation of the four pineapples.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boo Boo.
Yeah.
So
Stunning.
that's what
Stunning.
I had to say. Yeah.
So now we have more of Brianne's just and then they're not general, of course they're not, but just of the holiday. So, Brianne, would you like to talk us through? Obviously, you're not going to remember where everything is, and I do apologize if we're in the corner and we cut some of these out, but I'm technically retarded, as we all know.
Oh, don't. I never want to hear you use that word in order of yourself ever again. You are brilliant. You are beautiful. You're a rock star.
Thank you.
You are,
Right,
and you
Sunny?
did.
I
Yes.
want to read the comments. Gary never says I'm a retard ever again. Write it down, please.
I'll put it another way. I hate technology then.
Oh,
I
you
have to
really hate
say,
it.
though, you
But
did a yes, you did a beautiful job at putting a slide together for us. So thank you for doing that. It's
yes,
amazing. Yay! Thank you,
Thank you.
Gary.
we love
Um,
you.
yes.
Love you too.
Yes, and again, like you guys will have to forgive me because there was so many temples. I can't even recall what temples this one was, but I do know I did take a stone on the on the ground near this actual glyph because I collect rocks and stones wherever I go in the world, and you can feel the energies too. So this one was really beautiful. This was a very beautiful, genuine temple. This was just right off, if I'm not mistaken, the Nile River. So the boat was parked. We got to go off, and this was in the evening. And it's a whole other experience seeing these temples at night because the way the pillars are illuminated and the energy. So very different than a daytime experience, in my opinion. But this one was really incredible, and I mean, the imagery on it is just, to me, again, when we look at the like true energy or true essence behind the hieroglyphs, from my perspective, a lot of it is like a map of consciousness. So it's being able to see these in different forms. And I think you had some really amazing points as well, Gary, that you were talking about before with their stories and what they have to say. But
Yeah, yeah,
um, yeah.
yeah, certainly. And it's really interesting, Brianne, as we're talking in this. I don't know if you can see my cursor in the middle there.
Yes.
We have two toroidal fields, or the two onks, with the heart center, with two waves of energy above, somehow being
Looks like a battery.
controlled to go forward. Now, I don't know if we read these left to right or right to left. I don't know this, but we also have the same energy symbol here. Look.
Hmm.
But we were just looking at that, weren't we?
May I interrupt for a quick second because I'm seeing something that maybe you're not seeing. So Gary, between put your cursor, yeah, and then go two times backwards where you went. No, yes. You were showing, okay, the two, okay, I want to go, okay, go back to the original one with your arrow where you were showing the healing. That. Go beside it, the other, no, other side. That. That's what I feel like. That's the phoenix. So between the two, there's a rise right there. That feels like something in flight.
Yes. Yes. And I feel like it could be a memory, like a memory panel. It's kind of like that flight to consciousness or the flight to the higher self. And you'll see a lot of
Yes.
the gods that have the wings. The wings are the ascension, right? Moving upwards.
Yeah, yeah. Fascinating, isn't it? And that's just us looking at one picture, and there's so many.
Oh, there's so
So
many, you guys.
and everybody, when I first saw this, I thought, why on earth have they got elephants there? But they're not, are they?
Yeah, no, those are rams from how I seen them, and I think yes, you can see them a little bit
Unicorn.
more, but it does. I see absolutely where you see the elephants. It looks like the ears and the trunk. This was, I think, also at Karnak Temple, if I'm not mistaken, the rams, and they had them all along each side as well. And I feel like this is like entrance pathways, or when we look at the energy behind this, this is like protection as well. When we look at the
Yeah.
strength, authority,
Yeah.
the divine, yeah, kingship here. So I see this also as when we're looking at it too, I feel like it could be representation of that identity and inner purpose. So those all
Oh.
the rams are like aligned in perfect alignment here, and that's walking between the like the guardians, walking to being fully present from within. Like I'm seeing again those two helixes and then that egg, that dot in the center. And that's also that dot, like the round, the void. It's that void, that 0 point field where everything, every potential is birthed from that 0 point.
Mm.
Yeah, fascinating.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the 0 point, Brianne, so the family can understand?
Yeah, I mean, I think how I could explain the 0 point 0.2 is like when we're looking at where the entire universe, like everything from that point, it's like the complete void where everything is birthed from. So it's kind of like to me also representation of that womb. And within that 0 point, then there's that magnetism and the dielectric. And they're all like kind of, I guess you can say, like perturbations of different waves of energy that are coming through, just like with our incarnations to everything. So that's how I think I could explain it there. But to me, it's that 0 point field and that essence of like and the symbolism of the womb within the center there.
Well, thank you, because I'm sure like people are going to ask because they're going to feel the frequency of what you just said. But what does it mean?
Yes.
They're going to
Yeah.
ask, what does it mean? Yes.
Yeah, so again
Thank
for
you.
me it's like that, yeah, that point where absolute the potential is, or we can even use it as a symbolism as we say God or source. That's that source point from my perspective.
Perfect.
So it's not necessarily a location, it's just a point, that state of that field that
Creation.
has. Yes, creation. It's that point of
Yeah.
creation where there's a limited potential. And then from there, there's certain disruptions in the field or preservations where you have either a magnetism or a dielectric, and it kind of is creation from there.
Thank
Hopefully,
you.
hopefully that kind of, that's how I can explain it at this
You're
time.
going to love
Hopefully that
it.
No,
helps.
You're helping.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah. And so we've got a lovely pillar here, and again we've got energy waves here. It's kind of a staff, and really is fascinating, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it really was. And you'll see lots of like the what they call the cartouches, and they would put even out there it's very popular to like for the ladies to have a necklace especially made out of gold with their initials carved in a cartouche. And when we look at that, this chamber was also so beautiful and so powerful. It just the energy, you guys, and you can't even like everything is so large. You see the pictures and they're phenomenal, but just being there and seeing how large these structures are quite
Mm.
incredible. So, lots of like chambers as well. Something that was really cool is my partner went in one of the chambers and Om chanted, and we got it on video. Oh my goodness, like chills down the spine and instant vibe. I don't know about you guys, but lately my whole forehead has been, since the Egypt trip, have been really like pulsating and tingling. So it feels like a pretty big calibration with everything that happened for those 2 weeks.
Well, you got a 2.0 happening, Brianne.
Yeah.
This picture, you do, baby. And I pre-saw that before you left, right? Remember?
Yes.
This picture is outstanding, not only because of the monument, the obelisk, that is a library in circulation motion, not only because of the floor, but look at the background here, the beauty of it. It is like of a yellow gold selenite color, and the yellow color is all about illumination. And then you look, there's a yellow, more yellow at the ground and then a more white one at the top. There's two yellow starlights like exploding around this obelisk right now. So the first one at the ground, I see it as, an intuitive, as illumination. The top one is more white. That's the higher self. It's activating. And look at it, it's going more like exploding into space. Like you were just saying about your pineal gland throbbing, that would be it,
Yes.
Brianne. That's what
Yeah.
I saw. The
I
end.
love that. Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
Mm.
fabulous.
yeah, amazing. Richard.
My baby.
I know. I seen this one and I instantly thought of you, Richard. I
Oh.
have to say, my heart definitely did break out there too because there's just so many animals that are out everywhere and they're injured and just seeing the poverty in some of these spots and stuff. It was really heartbreaking and there was cats everywhere. So if I ever go back to Egypt, I will be having a full suitcase full of like cat food and feeding these animals. So there was this beautiful one. There was something about this cat, and to me, it just screamed your name, Richard, and the essence. It felt so powerful and just so in tune, and just sitting in this temple, enjoying its life. I really loved this cat that came out.
So did you call him Richard?
Yes, it's Richard.
He's got the Sekhmet energy. Look at his
Yes,
gaze. That's a
that's
protector of
it.
the desert, the glare. I
Yes.
see you. I recognize you, Sister Breanne.
Oh, I
But still,
love
the
it.
name is Richard.
Yeah. So I had to capture some of the cats, but we had many. Even one of the really beautiful hotels we got to go to by the Nile, there was these two cats that came, and they're very different than out here. They're not usually coming up to you to cuddle and stuff because that's very different atmosphere. But I got almost close to these two cats, and they were kittens and playing. So I had a blast hanging out with them.
Superb. Wow. Look at
Oh
this
wow.
wall.
Yes, oh my goodness, this was another beautiful spot. And the walls were just so large, you guys, and you can see how deep some of the hieroglyphs went. So just very beautiful energy behind them. And a lot of them too, there was that image of the bees. And it brings me back to, I think, a video that we did, Richard, with the humming and the buzzing of the bees. So that seems to be a big synchronicity for Egypt and the temples. But I feel like this is a big like registry. This is just what I'm tuning into intuitively, but it feels like a big registry of maybe like names or of energies, kind of like a library, but it feels like a registry is the name that I'm getting. What do you guys get with this one?
Eh, Gary, did you want to go?
No, no, you go first.
It
I'm
feels
still
almost like
absorbing it.
dominoes. It feels like dominoes that you could like bring it down and then shape like almost like a Rubik's cube or like move things around. That's what I'm getting. That's a first intuition. It's like, were these originally made to like shape shift themselves? And like, okay, let's be a Rubik's cube, like change the message accordingly to maybe how the planets aligned, or maybe I'm not speaking, don't forget I'm French, but how the energies or the time and spaces in line, they feel like they could move. I feel like I can grab it and go down and move it and then move another like a new puzzle. That's what I got.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. It, it's
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. It's definitely a story. I think it's a story of something that's gone on, or a roadmap to something is what it feels like to me. But as Richard says, it's almost as they're separate tiles that you could then swap them around to change the
Yes.
outcome of the story.
Yes, it does feel like that. And it feels like there were, when we were there too, they feel very alive. It's not like, oh, we're just looking at, these carvings or whatever it is, these statues. This energy, it felt very alive. Even just being able, some places you could put your hands on it. I don't know if you're supposed to. We were told not to in some areas, but just even being able to touch the hieroglyphs, it's just like the voltage and the electricity was really incredible. So this was a beautiful spot as well.
And again, it could be, as you just said, Brianne, it could be that this actually is the frequency or energy that they've
Mm.
carved into to create the energy that comes off it, so that when you touch it, you're they were meant to be touched, perhaps, and that's why some of them are so deep, because perhaps you're meant to put your fingers in them, and the fingers, as we know, are the end of our nerve endings, so you could actually put your hands in certain places and get certain
And they,
information or energies from that.
yes, it's like you're being activated depending on where you're connecting within the storyline. So that absolutely resonates too. But
Fascinating, isn't it?
And you
Fascinating.
know what else I see, guys? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I tend to see a lot. But Gary, if do you have your cursor around your
Yep.
arrow?
Yep.
Okay, so go to my left. No, my left, the other
Okay.
left.
Yeah, because
Okay, there,
it's
there.
reversed. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
see, there's a piece missing there on the. Okay, there. Look, it looks like a sitting dinosaur or a sitting dog, but that feels like a chip that's missing of the hieroglyph. Do we see it? We see its back curve, like sitting, hind leg, the head, it's looking at us. Do we see
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
almost
So,
see what Gary, how before you said you were talking about the elephants, you almost see like the elephant because there's almost like that trunk coming up too.
Yes. Yes,
yes,
you do.
yes.
Yeah.
So, what is that? Because that's obviously something chipped. But look, it's an actual being. So, something got interrupted here, and I'm not necessarily getting that that's malevolent. I feel it's protector because I get like dog like protector energy. Some interference happened a long time ago, and I'm going to stop the Rubik's Cube or like the moving of it, and I'm gonna sit guard. That's a download I just got, guys.
I
Mm.
mean, these holes that we have here, and there's a small hole there. Did they used to put something inside them? Are they modern? Are they really
Bees,
old holes? Who knows?
maybe bees.
And on that bee, I know, and you could see there's also images of bees, what looks like on kind of the lower, maybe there are they up top? I'm seeing one on the lower right side
There's a
there.
scarab there.
Yeah, and then on the very bottom, more towards the bottom of the screen, you'll see like deep images of the bees. And I've seen this in quite a few of them. And the bees are those messengers. I feel like they can go between, but also the bees with their vibration, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
vibration.
And their connection between the physical and the divine, the realms, right? So I feel
Oh
like
my
it's
God, you rock. You rock. I think that something swarmed out of these in time of need. A vibration.
There's the
vibration.
bee. There it is. Look.
Yeah, there it is. That's the one. And I took a couple. I'm not sure if I sent it to you guys, but I took another couple of pictures of some glyphs that was just like this big bee, and I'm like, oh wow. And the bee, and looking at the bee with the nectar, like the nectar of life as well, right? So very sacred.
It's very
Um,
interesting that in
Yeah.
modern Masonic culture, that the capstone on the arch is often known as the beehive. It's the bee stone.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's connected to that. I don't know if this is connected to that, but they certainly they show this kind of imagery, and the fact that you've seen it on the wall and you felt so connected to that is really
Yeah.
strange. Not strange, but there must be something to it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it too is about like fertility. It's like the abundance and fertility because you'll even see some of the slides, but bees can be really associated with abundance and that fertility. So I found that that's a big a big area as well within these temples and seeing the symbolism with again potentially the womb, that 0 point field and the creation of life. And these were beautiful, big. Oh my goodness. There are so many amazing large pillars here. And they were so large, so very large. So I had some really cool experiences with these. Again, like the deepness is kind of interesting to see the glyphs and like even looking at that egg, look how deep and precise it is. These are not things that were chiseled by people. You can see certain ones. I should have give you guys a copy of one of it, but you can see the big difference between a temple that had that genuine technology and use versus the chiseled. So from me, this is an energy of all these columns, and I think even as you talked about it before, it's like a library, like
Yes.
a living library. So I
Yeah.
think that's very accurate in my perspective. And look at there's that bee again
Yeah,
there.
there's the bee that, yeah, let me just, there we go. There's the bee that,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah. So it's very like I feel like yes, a hall of records or a forest of creation when it comes to these pillars. And there was quite a few temples that had them. Absolutely phenomenal, you guys.
yeah. So in the ancient times, when you went to a library, they didn't have books. What they had was information carved onto the pillars. And when you saw the librarian and asked them for certain knowledge or esoteric information, they would take you to a specific pillar that would give you that information. So that's
Mm,
really fascinating that also that a lot of the information has been rubbed off these pillars. Was it natural or was it done on purpose? Because what did they want to hide?
yeah, I
So
agree that.
I got three cards just because I'm going to participate here and there. So I just wanted to take three cards about what you just said, my gar gar, about the pillars. And yes, you were speaking the truth with the Ace of Cups. Alpha card about emotions, right? So were these the libraries? That is a big yes. About what? Illusion, delusions, and secrets, the moon. Major arcana in order to have a rebirth, a new day, a new dawn with the full another major arcana. So I confirm you speak the truth.
Superb, superb.
I love that. And I will just conclude too with that. When you said a new dawn, I see like I'm hearing the phrase like a dawn of creation as well. So it's just like, ooh, I'm getting shivers.
Yay!
Superb. Superb.
Beauty!
There we are. This is the same temple. The last images that was just on the screen. Yeah, just having fun there, taking a selfie. But yes, you can see, and behind me is also a really big obelisk as well. Very tall, you guys. Oh my goodness, it's just like going into the skies. And something that was really cool on one of the temples we went to, I was not feeling certain super great, but I still went, and it was the evening, and I laid on this bench and these obelisks were in front of the temple, and I took my camera out, and I had it not on photo but on video, and you can actually see in the video, or maybe it was a photo, the from the tip of the obelisk you can see the energy pointing into the skies. It was incredible to visually see that. So I should have sent you guys some more additional pictures because I feel like we missed a lot, but really incredible to see the energy actually coming off the tip of the obelisk as well.
Wow. Wow. Oh, this one's beautiful as well, isn't it?
Oh, so beautiful. These ones were just stunning. Again, more of those pillars and columns as well. And I feel like this is it's just so much information when it comes to like you said, like knowledge. It feels like so much records and knowledge, and that totally resonates with me with what you said as well, Gary.
And
Yeah.
I get like also a lot of heat, warmth coming from this because without my reading glasses on, when I look at this, I feel tiger stripe. You know, the red and the dark, and this is a different frequency, these pillars. I think I like these pillars best.
That's too funny that you said that because the second before you said that, I'm like, I'm getting hot in here right now. Like I am sweating.
Yes,
I'm really warm right now, so I
like
can't
and
believe.
you're even pink on your
Yeah.
face.
Oh, that's too funny. You're bang on with that. So yeah, these ones I can't recall if these were in a different one because there's a couple different temples that had these columns, but probably one of my, also highlights just being able to be present. And you can kind of sit on that little ledge and just put your back against the column, and that's where that feeling and that vibration really would come in and just you could feel the energy. It was stunning.
And they're
I'm
huge as
telling
well,
you.
aren't they? They're really
Yes.
big.
Very
It-
big, very big. I mean, in this picture, you could see there's a little guy in the background there. So they're, quite large. And it's just, you almost, you don't have words because it's just these feelings and just you're in awe to see these structures like before your eyes. So very stunning.
And it's strange, guys. And I don't even know if I should be saying this, but you know me, like no holes barred. But I don't have my glasses on, so everything is a little fuzzy. So I look at the two middle pillars, and they look like male organs erected. Look at the
Mm.
top, okay, shaft, and then it looks like something is like clamping on at the bottom. Like, am I seeing something because I don't have my glasses, or does it have something to do with male energy, this, and clamping it?
I
I don't
don't
know.
I don't know, but what is you've just put my eye. If we take a line going along, this one here is lower than these two.
Yeah.
So I think there's different frequencies because of the thickness at the top.
Yes, different like bands of frequencies. Yes, that does feel right to me too when I see that.
Can you see
I
the
do
length of
get
that one compared to
yeah.
this one?
Yeah, but is
Yeah,
it
like
because the picture was taken from a.
well, I was thinking that at first, but when you look at the first two, I think those ones are equal, but then when you go to the last two, they do feel quite a bit lower. But again, maybe it's an optical illusion. Just because it is a little bit from a downward angle, but looking at that at the those levels, it does feel like a bit of a clamp or a frequency shift here.
There's something about the male sex there, because come on, guys. Okay, the word penis is not illegal. They
No.
look like penises, okay?
And you can see that with some of the hieroglyphs as well. I think we may even have one coming up.
We
So
may.
it seems to, yeah, it seems to be definitely a key point when it comes to fertility and that consciousness as well. So we have, what is this one here? Oh, which temple was this one? It was pretty tall too. I mean, in this image, it looks like shorter. You know what? I think this was the one where the obelisks were on the two sides of the temple as well, and it feels like this is that symbolism of divine authority and that consciousness coming upwards as well. I hear like the word again, like resurrection as well, and continuity when it comes to some of these images and statues as well. So you have his arms crossed. Now he's not holding the ankhs here, but again, that's crossing. I feel like the channels as well and opening up that heart resonance center.
Yeah. I think for sure he would have been holding something, either an ankh or one of those like staffs that have got the rounded edge, one
Yeah,
And
side or
they
the
were
other.
removed.
Yeah.
yeah. Were you pulling cards on that one, Richard?
Of course. All right, so what I got is famille. I got in regards to this one picture, we're talking about secrets unbeknownst to most with the Four of Swords. Why is it secrets unbeknownst to most? Because while you are thinking, meditating on a subject, the Three of Swords, underneath, under the chapel here, or look at it like secrets, okay? Very unbeknownst, people are not used to it. It's of the mind. And then we have the Witch of the Tower that comes in, the Queen of Wands right here. Follow your intuition, okay? So there are secrets. There is some kind of mystery there of the woo world. And then we are provided, after the Queen of Wands, we get a counterpart, the King of Wands. The King of Wands is staring at the Queen right now. That's so rare in three cards that we will get a counterpart. It is fire, it is passion, it is energy. It's also extremely cleansing, because what does fire bring? It sterilizes, it burns everything. Then you got blueberries growing up, rebirth. So something very powerful there.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
And
And it,
there's lots of graffiti on the wall behind as well, isn't it? I'm not saying they're hieroglyphs as such, but there's certainly stuff on the walls. Is that a face or somebody laying down
Oh,
or
it's full of
something?
faces, Gary.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, you can see a slight, and some of them did have more. I remember one temple too, because as I was mentioning before, there were a few temples that were moved because of, to be safe. So they removed so many feet. But some of them also ended up having like carvings of when they were, I think, had some additional, let's say, graffiti on there. So they weren't the original parts, but you can see some of that as well. Something that was really interesting that I'll share too is you'll see with the structures, not so much in this one, but in most of them, you'll see them with their left foot forward. And even if you guys are entering into different rooms, I always try to enter into a room with your left foot forward, because there's something about that circuitry that happens, and it's a better alignment. So I'll have to look into that a little bit more in depth, but that was a download that came in that I forgot to mention earlier. So it takes a bit of awareness to try to say, like, when we're going through our day-to-day life, but if you enter with your left foot into a door or leaving the house with your left foot forward, that's that action within the spirit on the left side.
I get a big fat yes, Breanne, about this. I've never heard this in my whole life. And then I knew to grab Aurélien, my pendulum, and it's a big fat yes.
amazing.
Yeah,
I'd never heard that either.
yeah,
Yes,
all the
left foot,
statues.
guys.
Yes, almost all the imagery within and the big statues, you'll see their left foot is forward, and their right foot is behind. So it was kind of a
Wow.
cool, mention there as well. What is this one? Oh, this one is beautiful, and it has some of the colors as well too. Um, the columns here were stunning, and again, you have that top lip as well, which could represent that frequency shift or change. But there's those bees again, and then all the cartouches around with the ankhs on the bottom too. So this is, I feel like, a lot of I want to say they're scenes. I feel like they're scenes themselves, more or less, and looking at them as, like, a lot of them they talked about again, offers to the deities or the gods. But I want to say I really see this more as a story or records or a map to our consciousness that we can really learn from.
Very interesting that this is a mirror image of itself, and this appears to be a mirror image of itself up here, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So,
Yeah.
so is that energy flows both ways?
Yes, I mean that's a really cool realization that you pointed out too, and even yes, look at that. Even with the cartouches, so it's kind of like looking at also that the middle point too, and then having that mirror of the magnetism and the dielectric. So it feels like everything comes back to that fusion again. So for me, this is almost like it feels like a really beautiful story or a mirror, like you said, a mirror to understanding our consciousness as well.
And this one's blue. Now,
Yeah.
are they talking about water and prime water and somehow using water with this? Very
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, because water's that like primordial and oh that yeah, I think you're onto something there with that blue in the water. And it even looks like I don't know if it's just the imagery, but to me it looks like you could almost see ripples within that half sphere too, that can symbolize the water.
Yeah, fascinating, isn't it? Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, so stunning. Oh, look at what we have. We have our
I'm
little
gonna go get my
Basat.
Mowgli.
Oh my
Mm.
goodness.
Say hi to the world, Mowgli. I was
Oh.
sleeping and my freaky daddy woke me up because I'm too cute and beautiful and sexy. Mm.
Oh my goodness. How cute is he?
Oh, so cute.
She, she has a vagina.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
looking very
I'm
cute.
the only male in this house. Like I got my mom, I got three black cats. They're all girls.
Are they? Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah,
All
yeah.
girls day.
Well, I respond better to female energy somehow. And yes, I respond well to male energy, like Gargar. But I never like locker room talking or football or baseball or, oh, bore me. I like fast cars. That I do like. But the rest, like, I like feminine energy.
That's beautiful.
Now, Richard, this is the one that you're going to be interested in.
Yes. Yes, I mentioned this before. Yes.
Yeah.
So, so
Did
Brianne,
you? I thought there was some interesting, interesting hieroglyphs as well. And I mean, with the bird and the feathers and the wings, to me, this is also again, as I said
Yes.
earlier, that ascension. It's that momentum moving upwards. So a lot of this feels to be a lot about fertility and birth and the womb, because we can, also use our sexual energy for a lot of our consciousness expansion too. So I think that's also a key or a blueprint to show us with some of the symbology on these glyphs.
yeah, yeah. But when we actually take this as two energy forces, we have 12 holes, which is very significant for me, um, because that represents creational energy, 12 holes, because 12 is the crystalline code system. It's a um, 12 system, 12 pointed system. But we also
Not
have this
12 months, guys.
not to know. And very well put, Richard. No, it's not 12 months. It was probably a 13-month calendar back in Egyptian times.
It
Probably.
was.
Yeah, yeah. But we have this energy wave here as well again. So this is an energy wave below this with the bird representing something which is very, very interesting. And even the number of feathers and how it's designed would have meaning way above my head though.
Oh, wow. Yes, it would have. See, what I got, and this is what we talked about before recording, Femi. It's like, okay, I'm looking. Oh, Mowgli, you want? Okay, you're done. She's done. Did you hear her? If you look at the left, I saw it like a handsaw. Then I saw two penises, and then I saw a bird looking to devour. So I don't know, like what is this with these male organs? Why does that look like a hacksaw? And why is that bird looking to like go for the meatballs? You know? It might just be me. It might just be me also, like tapping into like religion and what they did to young men at a, but I don't know. I don't know. Does that not look like a hacksaw? Or maybe it could be a tuning fork, actually, the more I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I do
I
get
think
that
it's more a
energy of
tuning
a
fork.
tuning fork too.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, when with Gary, you saying the dots, like the 12 dots, and I got another kind of download or impression just the other night, and I was given 12V, and I was trying to put together what this really meant, but the 12V and working with also like our crystalline DNA, and that V is like vortexes or a voltage as well, and this voltage is happening internally. And as I said, like, I mean, working, like, if this is a representation of like the sexual energy going upwards as well, working with that kundalini too can really have a lot of awakening moments too.
I've
I
got
love
that.
this, Bria. Yes,
Go on.
Gary, go.
I was just going to say to Brianne, remind me of what you just said when we get to a slide later with the 12 vortex and 12, because oh, I've proper got, yes. Carry on, Richard.
Because
Sorry.
if we go under the two male organs and the 12 drips, look at that. You'd say, oh, it's an alligator. It looks like a vertebrae.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
And what goes up a vertebrae? The kundalini.
yeah. And I feel like from my perspective, a lot of these again these hieroglyphs are symbolisms and messages with the map of that ascension. So that's how I see it too. Interesting too that
Yes.
you said alligator, and I had that crocodile come out earlier before we started the show too. So that's kind of interesting. And with the crocodile, not to jump too far out of the storyline here, I feel like this is even relations to the Nile, and that Nile River being, Mother Earth's Kundalini and her spinal fluid. But the crocodile too is that us moving. It's like not seeing the depth as destroying us, but making us whole. So that's a pretty big and acceleration for the collective. Tuning in too, like this is us accelerating to the depths of us becoming whole again. And
I love it.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Superb.
Beauty queen.
Yes, this was another, and this was the temple where there were cats everywhere too. So I was feeding all the little kittens, and some of them were just baby kittens everywhere too. They were
Oh,
adorable. But just again, awesome pillars with seeing all these hieroglyphs, and even behind you can see, going all the way from the floor to the ceiling. So,
Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
oh yes, it was stunning.
So you've got your hand on that pillar.
Yes.
What did you feel? Because you've got your hand on the pillar and you're smiling. There's the reason why you're smiling. What did you feel from that pillar?
For me specifically, I could feel the tingles. It's almost like, again, with that 12V, it's like a voltage. To me, you feel an energetic voltage, and it's just this feeling, almost like you're just being shocked. Not in a very harsh way, but it's just this like energetic voltage that runs up. So I was touching everything all I could, as much as I could. I was like hugging the pillars and touching whatever I could just to feel and take in that energy, and it was quite strong and quite powerful from my perspective anyway.
It's amazing.
Oh, the beautiful sun. Oh my goodness. This was a beautiful image and capture. I think in the beginning, Gary, you were asking if this was on the Nile, and it was not. This was, I believe, at the very first temple we went to, that Abu Simbel. It was more of a man-made, I guess we can say, lake or structure, but the sun was it was such a beautiful day, and they put on a really beautiful collaboration with the temples there at night for like a light show. Really, really cool. But the sun here is just being able to sun gaze and take in that energy was phenomenal. I've personally had a lot of connections with the sun in the past before even my journey here. I would be able to, on my phone, connect and like talk to the sun, and it would blink at me. And I've captured some really cool images right in the center of the sun as well. They're almost like hieroglyphs, so could be something that I could share with you guys. But it was a really cool connection to be able to see the sun in this light.
Beautiful.
and this was not photoshopped, right, Brianne? This
No,
is
no,
actual. Okay, I
yes.
want to make this clear for the family. that
Yeah.
it is, and I can see the water's actually rippling. I know it's a still shot, but I can see through the
Yeah.
simulation, everything is rippling. Even if this river, ocean, lake, it wouldn't be an ocean, man-made. I can see it rippling, like moving.
I can see that too. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
beautiful capture. I've got a couple really amazing shots of the sun and the sunset, but this was a beautiful one. So yes, no Photoshop. It was just the pure image, really stunning.
Gorgeous.
And okay, these this was again at Abu Simbel, and these guys were huge, you guys. Like, oh my goodness, you're just looking into the skies at them. I mean, oh, yeah, these are incredible. And the feeling of going into this temple, I just wanted to stay. I could have spent an entire day here. We were only here for I think an hour, but you could easily have spent even a week just in this one spot. The energy within that temple was stunning. And this is also where like the phone, the reception completely cut out. The phone was getting hot as well. So really interesting synchronicities that happened within this temple.
I love that. And this kind of reminds me because everyone knows that I have a history of knowing what horror was growing up. I went to Hollywood, did horror movies, then stopped. But this imagery right now is bringing me to the author Anne Rice, The Vampire Chronicles, her third novels, Akasha, The Queen of the Damned, where she was into stone with her king, and she was brought to life when Lestat started singing and all that. But this imagery, I think that this is why, because Anne Rice, the author, is passed away. I've met her. I loved her. She loved me. But now she's here right now and she's showing, yes. I built my novel, Queen of the Damned, with Akasha, the Queen of the Damned, which means the Akashic records in regards to this imagery. Breanne, how do you feel about that?
I absolutely love that. And something that's coming in for me too is you brought up that four pineapples earlier. And
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there was two. So we've got the two, is it the Ramses on one side? There was two more, and there's something about the four in totality. And it's like that four directions as well, and the stability and power in every realm with the four in totality is what I'm getting to.
You rock. I love it. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
I I love it. And sorry, and what you can see in the background here, this was the same temple. Do you see their feet? Do you see how their foot is forward on the left side there? So you'll see that in all the
Yes.
structures too. So again, working with that left foot into when you guys are walking into different rooms or leaving the house. It's that grounded circuitry. I have to look a little bit more into the depths of that, but that was an important note that I wanted to share there too.
And they all have a different face. All
Yeah.
three of them, they represent three different things. Because I don't have my glasses on right now, and I see better fuzzy. They represent three different, is it gateways? There's three different faces there.
This
The,
this one's got the sun above its head. This is a representation of the sun. I know that much
okay.
from my memory.
Yes.
Is the
And I
first one
think,
having a, sorry, Brian, go on.
oh yeah, no, no, sorry, go ahead.
The first one, does he have his tongue sticking out?
Beard.
It's a beard. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's the third one?
Yes, it could be okay. There was Hathor, Nefertiti, Ramses the second as well. So there's a couple, and I believe there was also more of them on the other side. So there's a couple structures. Then there's the entrance into the temple, and then some more structures as well. But a lot of this was about the divine partnership, I feel like, and also a lot about the feminine, feminine like. evaluation or evolution. Something about the feminine is what I'm getting. My words
Okay.
are not coming together there, but I believe it could be Hathor, Nefertiti, and potentially Ramses and the other ones there.
Okay, I agree because Hathor is like the birthing Madonna, if you want.
Hmm. Okay.
It's very
Like
in
she's the one who gives birth.
yeah,
Yes.
it's very interesting as well that Egyptians couldn't grow facial hair, and the
I don't
the,
know.
the beards would be wooden or false,
Oh.
and that dates back to the Anunnaki or the 200 fallen angels when they first came in, and that's why they were rulers because they would have the beard or the representation of the beard to show their status in the world.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, it's their symbolism of their divine status. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah, it's fascinating, and that's why they're square because I think they would have been wood almost.
Hmm. Yeah, I think they used it for like the straight beards for pharaohs, I believe, and then they have the curved ones for the gods, if I'm not mistaken. But I do see that solar, like the solar sun disk above the middle statue as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and unfortunately we've lost the face on this, haven't we, a bit? So, as you say, I think it is a feminine this one.
Yes, this is one of the temples that was moved. They moved it in order to save it.
Yeah, yeah.
Very amazing. And we have some more hieroglyphs. Again, there's the Ankh as well again within I think this was the same temple, the Abu Simbel. Um, Very powerful. Like I felt this was one of the ones that I felt quite strongly with energetically, just feeling that frequency or the vibration side. It's almost like, again, not goosebumps, but it's like tingles. And I felt that same thing when I was connecting to Sekhmet in the chambers too. So again, this is that like the cartouche, and a lot of they talk about it like being like a royal identity or like an authority. So it's like their name carved into the cartouches. But it's to me, it's like a frequency again container or a holder. Could be like maybe that vibrational identity of that particular deity.
Wow.
Yeah. And we have a beautiful, again, I did miss the pyramids of Giza, unfortunately, but everyone said it was just phenomenal. We did get to, well, they got to go up into what was like a really tight shaft going all the way upwards. It was quite the hike and claustrophobic, so not for everyone. Um, but it was phenomenal because this was the day we left or the night we left, and just even being able to be this present near those pyramids was so strong, you guys, and they were huge. It's like you look up and they just keep going, they're going to the skies. But I actually have a really cool picture too I can share with you guys. um,
Let me just stop sharing so everyone can see that because I think they need to see that.
Yeah, let me grab it. I'll see if I can hold it up here because it does show as like a ship. So I'll zoom into it, but this is the image of the what do you call it? The pyramid here. And if I zoom up, there is a really interesting through the clouds. You can see what looks like almost a ship. And I think Richard, you had a cool explanation of what you
I
seen or
did.
what you were getting from that. But that was one capture I got there. And then the one next to it too, there was also what looked like a light or a ship there as well into the distance there. So quite a few cool captures with that pyramid, but just a
Hmm.
stunning energy. That was just a beautiful. If anyone goes to Egypt, that restaurant overlooking the pyramids, mind blowing.
So I would like to share to everyone, like the first picture that Brianne showed on her cell phone. To me, it felt like Noah's Ark. Are we still here?
Yes, yeah, we're
Yeah.
listening.
Okay. So what do I mean by Noah's Ark? It's like memories, blueprints returning home. Egypt's very important, guys. So is Atlas 31. That's what I saw, because if you look at the detail, please be kind and rewind and still pause. Look at it. It looks like a perfect boat. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I got. It's like Noah's Ark is returning with memories and blueprints.
It
Maybe
almost
I'm wrong, but I don't feel I'm wrong.
it almost looks like when we sorry, I'm just going to scroll back and make everybody feel really dizzy now. I do apologize. It almost looks like that in reverse.
Oh,
Yes, the tuning fork. Not, yeah.
wow.
Kind of, yes.
Let me just pull it up here again. Yeah, you know what, Gary? It does look a lot like that.
Yeah,
You guys see that?
yeah.
Wow.
Signs in the sky, signs carved in stone.
Hmm. And I mean, with some of the and I was just gonna share too. Oh my goodness, with when I was connecting to Sekhmet there, some of the energy that was coming in, because I wrote down a bit of a download too, because what I was getting was, we are living through a purification cycle, and that is burning. There's that phoenix again, that transmutation that's happening collectively. And it's burning away those artificial layers that have been placed upon our, Mother Earth and Gaia and our original nature. So with that solar instrument, like as you guys were saying, we are that solar instrument, and we are
Yes.
awakening. And it's not that the truth is chaos, but this is the truth to the end of chaos. So there's a lot of remembrance and transmutation happening there. So I agree with what you guys were saying before too.
Superb.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Look at that. And I just pulled a couple cards, and I have the temperance, and that is the harmony and the balance between the light and the dark. Again, the fusion of the light and the dark. And the Six of Cups, which is remembrance. It's that off-worlding energy and remembrance. So lots of really beautiful energy. And I think there's going to be even more and more connections to our soul family and our star family coming in. And there we have it, like a really cool image of seeing something right above the pyramid is a really cool capture. So I'm excited about that one.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. And there's this lovely picture of the pyramid as well. And as Richard pointed out, as soon as he saw it, went, there's a face.
Such a face. Look, point at the two eyes. Yes, and the nose in between. And the mouth, the black mouth. Yes, it's like a cartoon character.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Really
But look at the
fascinating.
clouds in the background. Like go up, up. Oh, I see a dragon on top of it. Yes, that's an eyeball. Go to the other side. That's an eyeball. Go to complete, complete. Go, 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 go. Other straight direction, Gary. No, no, no. You're going
This
up. I
way.
want you there. That's an eye. Now go down towards the top of the pyramid. The
Oh, here.
top. Yeah, down, 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 down. And then go from left to side. That would be like the
Yes.
cheeks of a cat. That's a dragon.
And what's so interesting, how you pointed out the image of the pyramid, the two eyes and the mouth is the exact same
Yes,
image of the
it's the
clouds, the two eyes and the
same.
mouth.
Two eyes.
I
Yeah.
didn't even see that until now. What?
But the dragons and the felines, the Lyrians, have always worked side by side, my beauty queen, my beauty king. Okay, this is what it is. The Lyrians, they will create, okay, through frequency, art, and resonance. The dragons, what I am, we hold space with the muscle. Okay, so build, we protect you. And as you create, we will hold your resonance. This is what you have. A dragon over the pyramid, a face over the face, the same face over the face. Isn't that beautiful,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
So
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. You can see it there. Yeah.
yeah,
There's a face there, and there's also the two eyes of a face there.
yeah. And it's not an angry face, this. It's I'm watching over you. I got your back, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like cosmic order and that inner sovereignty smiling back at us.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
baby, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Now, it's very interesting that most of the temples you went to, or most of the places you went to, is known as Upper Egypt, and it's around this area. And the pyramids are in the north, which is actually Lower Egypt. And in 2239, there was a very big seismic activity, and the plate that it all sits on sunk. And so for 340 years, the top part of Egypt was actually under the Mediterranean Sea. And so what we have is all these temples and all the buildings that the Egyptians were doing is all down below. And it's only after the plate came back up were the pyramids then reintegrated into Egyptian culture. So it's really fascinating. So you were actually in Upper Egypt looking at those, which was actually the south, which is really counterintuitive. And I just
Yeah.
find that fascinating that we see this, the way that the earth has changed with volcanic, activities, how things rise and fall. And throughout that time, we see different things. Now, Breanne, you told me that there was at least two different types of carving that had two different energies. And I wonder if that's linked to this, where we had a technology that when the plateau sunk was lost, they then hand carved the information. What do you think about that?
Yes, I that's interesting. I almost want to pull a card on that, but I agree because it was a completely different energy. Absolutely. Like seeing, even with Abu Simbel, even though that temple was moved slightly, it still had extremely powerful energy. And some of the other ones we went into, it felt flat. You couldn't feel that charge. It was very different. Beautiful, for them trying to do the artwork and the energy, but you could see the difference. With the genuine ones, there was no mistake. It was so precise. Everything was so precise. And the other temples, again, I can't recall the exact name of them. There was, I think, two of them that we went to that it just had a very more of a flat energy.
Yeah,
So in terms of like what you're saying as well, yeah, I have the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and also the Nine of Wands. So it's like, and the Devil on the back of the deck too. So it's like that ancient knowledge and information is like trying to be replicated from what it looks like there.
yeah, amazing. I just put it off share screen so everyone can see your lovely cards. So
Oh, yeah, I'm loving these ones. These are beautiful. I thought the
They are
feline cards
beautiful.
would be perfect. So we've got that Ten of Pentacles, Ace of
I just
Pentacles.
ordered those off Team You.
Did you? I love them. I love them. They're my feline ones. And even on that, oh, look at this one, the death card though. It looks like the cat in the temple. This is yours, the big transformation,
He's
transmutation.
actually
But
sexy.
yes, I
Yeah.
I'm, I love these cards. So they're stunning. But I'm sorry to get back to that, Gary. Yes, I do think that was very interesting, and I agree with you.
yeah, yeah. Because what we have here, everyone, is the Sphinx. And if the Sphinx had been under the water for so long and not protected like the pyramid that had casing blocks, it would have received damage from being on the bottom of the ocean for 340 years. And I think the Sphinx was originally Anubis, the protector or the god of the underworld. And because Anubis had been damaged so much, they then carved the face of what was most appropriate at the time because they did the best job they could.
Yeah.
Again, Breanne, what do you think of that?
Yes, I get a yes to that as well because even looking at that Two of Wands, it's like looking through the horizons of that and then having a victory with moving forward and the Chariot too. And the Chariot is often the card that represents the Sphinxes, right? We have the
Yes.
Sphinxes on it. So that's a really cool synchronicity. But yes, I do agree with what you said too. The Eight of Wands almost gives me like an Egyptian energy with the Eight of Wands on this one with the outer side. It almost looks like the bottom picture of Anubis there and the cartouches around it. But I do see that as being very accurate as well from what I'm getting.
And here we can see the pores. If you imagine the sand level would have been here. And so the pores are still in really good shape. And as soon as we get what would have been above the sand level of the sea, then it's
Hmm.
really, really bad condition until we get the head, which was carved at a later date to clean it up.
Yeah. Yeah. It does look like that.
Now, the pyramid itself, which is fascinating, and it's a shame that you didn't get to see it, Brianne, because I think the energy that came off the pyramid would have blown your socks off. I really do. The pyramid itself was covered in limestone casing blocks, which is why it was protected so well during the flood period that it was underwater. And there were 144,000 limestone casing blocks that
There we
covered
go
the.
with that number again.
Yes.
I know, I know, and it makes me go all goosey when it's like, oh my God. But what is is written, or what is shown, is that each one of these blocks of the 144,000 that would have covered the entire pyramid would have had we don't need to see that, that's fine, would have had information on. And so the pyramid was only called a pyramid in recent times. Pre that, it was called a pillar. And as Brienne was going into the temples, and there's these pillars with all these hieroglyphs round, the actual pyramid of Giza was the ultimate library of knowledge.
Yeah. Absolutely. And when I was looking into this as well, I don't think we touched base too much on this, but looking at the technology that really worked together with this, as we were talking about those torus stones, and when you look at the like those stones eroding under within the waters, they form that magnetic and dielectric place or poles, right? And then you can use that with your consciousness and those cone-shaped rods, and it you're able to dispel like gravity through that dielectric force and move these big blocks however you want. So, I mean, from my perspective, it's not made by all these skilled workers that ropes and pulleys and are pulling them up. That pyramid is massive, you guys. And it just doesn't make any sense. So it's interesting that they are still sharing those perspectives, but very interesting if you also link up together that magnetic and dielectric fields with how these are made. So really cool. And one other quick thing I'll share. I mean, I have to look a little more into this in my on my side, but before, when I was doing crystal ball gazing, I seen this pyramid of Giza, and on top of it was another pyramid, but it was in not inverted, but you know how you have the tip, so the tip was also touching a tip. And what was really interesting is during our trip, my partner was channeling. He channels a being known as Jonas, and he was actually talking about what was called. He called it a super pyramid. And there's actually another pyramid, but we're not able to see it within our plane above it. And I'm like, that's what I seen in the crystal ball. And I thought it was a symbolism, but for me, I'm like, I'm actually seeing what they labeled as a super pyramid. So that could be something interesting to look into in the future. But just like you have in that picture, what other things that I was seeing in the crystal ball before is the top is also like this generator, and you could also even use that for, again, I feel like transporting through different realms, I guess you can say, or portals.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting there.
Yeah, it was definitely a power generator as well. And I believe it had another purpose. We won't go into that today because there's no need to, but very, very interesting. Now, when we're talking about the different energy, and there's an energy that overlaid on top of another, I, for me, it's the I don't know if we can move us down. There we go. Crystal spiral or Chris code and the Fibonacci sequence. And they both look very, very similar. And we have spoken about this before. But what we get, and part of what you get with the crosses of the Ankh were etheric units of positive and negative flow that create the vortex, which creates a toroidal field of energy. And the toroidal field of energy is the Christ code energy. It's the creational energy of the realm rather than the overlay, which is not good for us, which is the Fibonacci.
Mm.
So how do you feel about that sort of, you know, when we're talking about, you know, toroidal fields and that kind of energy, which I think these pyramids, these temples that you went to create. Here we go. Another slide that shows the kind of energy that we have, which we would harmonize from such temples.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And being able to, like, interesting too, when I came home after that, as I went to bed and collapsed, I was just so exhausted. There was literally that inner vibration. It felt, I don't know if this was just catching up from all the energy and the downloads from all these amazing sites and also the, extremely long flight going back and forth, but you could feel almost like you said, like this vibrational energy inside, like a toroidal field, just harmonizing. So it was a really interesting sensation, very real. I felt this for hours on end, and that's absolutely like when we're looking at the Ankh and that the energy going up the spine, like the Shishuma, and also that 0 point, but also looking at the toroidal and the dielectric energy there as well. So yes, and look at the pattern as well. It gives you, as you have up on the screen, the pattern of the Ankh as well. It's
Yeah,
like a blueprint.
yeah, and this is the Christ code. So it's
Mhm.
got positive and negative charge. So it would create what you've just spoken about. It would create that flow that the Ankh would have been part of and connected to, which we don't see with the Fibonacci sequence energies.
Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful.
And there's we're finishing off with that beautiful energy with the Ankh crossed here, and we can see it here with the heart and the heart here in between with the energy that's creating it. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And it's, it really amplifies clarity. It grounds your nervous system as well. It really can get you out of that flight or flight response too. So, I mean, this is something I'm really excited to dive into more when it comes to working with the Ankhs, but just stunning to like look into the depths of like what it can really do and what it symbolizes. So, really beautiful. And for you guys, if you guys want to work with it, as I was saying, you can work with clearing out any leakages within your auric field just by brushing your auric field. Does wonders. But again, even when I was feeling ill there, I was sitting in bed for what felt like an eternity and just like laying there with the crosses and you can feel it automatically, like you said, with that heart resonance. It just drops you into it. So very beautiful energy.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I mean, Richard, wasn't that an amazing experience and beautiful photos?
I told you you were gonna love my niece Breanne.
I love you guys. That was so
You know,
phenomenal.
Breanne is of the same energy. Like we are all tuned differently, but we are all familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we
And
are.
Breanne, she's got like a beautiful voice. I've looked at Breanne, like I've done several shows with you, my sister, and I can tell you, Femi, Breanne is of the light. Breanne is evolving. Breanne is back from Egypt 2.0. Breanne is someone to watch and to follow.
Thank you.
Yes.
You guys are so amazing, and I've had so much fun. And And my first time being able to chat with you, Gary, you're fabulous. I love what you do.
Isn't
I
he the
love
cutest thing ever?
you are. You're so cute.
Oh,
He's
you make me go red
adorable.
now.
Oh,
Oh my God, it's so
and
cute.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely meeting you, Bran, and for you to have actually, I mean, I've only looked at this stuff, for you to actually get there to be able to express the sensations and the feelings that you got from that, and how clever, and I mean this, how clever you were to observe the differences in the carving, but not only observe that, but feel the difference of the energy of the carving is something that is really, really special and needs highlighting from the show. That sort of understanding and observation is very rare in people, and I take my hat off to you. Well done.
oh, I mean, I'm so fortunate. I had such and on top of that, we had an amazing group. Just being able to, get to know and chat with some new people, and even some lovely souls from past tours. It's just such a beautiful experience, and lots of really incredible people I met in Egypt as well, who are just so kind. And it was definitely a trip of a lifetime, and I would love to go back. I feel like I have to go back in the future to visit the pyramids now.
A part
um,
two, but you were made to not, you were made to stop Giza because the downloads you were getting were already like circulating within your Kundalini, your own remembrance. And that was part one. Part
yeah,
one.
yes, and
That's what
it
I
was.
get. Yeah.
Yes, I was a little worried because back in the summer I had this interesting like pain happen in my side, right, the sciatica, and I was a bit worried about going because it was still kind of lingering a little bit. And the whole trip it was completely gone, completely healed. I haven't had it back, which was phenomenal. But I will say, after I had that connection with Sekhmet, there was a stagnant of energies that ran down different parts of my body, and I was feeling them as the trip went on. And one day it was this spot, then it was this spot, and then when I came home and collapsed in the bed, it's like my whole body just started vibrating. It was the most interesting thing, you guys. But I
Sekhmet
feel,
is a queen.
oh my goodness. And even
Is a
for you, yes, for everyone on a collective, like these pyramids and the energies, the ley lines there, it affects the planetary alignments in the grid. So it's not just about Egypt, it's not just about me being there. It's like everybody is feeling this.
Brilliant, brilliant.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Now, I think we've come to a natural end. And Richard, have you got something for us?
Would you like a little invocation? Would
Yes.
you really, really like to hear it?
Oh, yes.
Yay! I'm done. Here we go, my beautiful Femi. So this invocation, I went into meditation this morning, this AM, because I knew that I was gonna bring my sister, sister niece, Breanne to Gary, and then for the first time on Pandora's box. Her beautiful visit to Egypt. So I surfed, and it wasn't that hard. And this is the download that I got. Are you ready? Here we go. Beloved ones, as Breanne has shown us today, the stones of Egypt are not silent. They are alive. They are remembering us. And as their magnetism dissolves them, what was broken returns to unity. What was divided returns to wholesome. What was sleeping opens its eyes. May the fire of Sekhmet burn away every false layer that was never yours to carry. May the Lyrian flame within your chest, ba-bum, ba-bum, ignite your third essence. Psh. Not the old identity, not the wounded self, but the sovereign phoenix rising as a new architecture of light. May your body become its container. Your breath, the serpent current. Your heart, the flame. Your spine, the living Ankh that merges heaven and earth through you. And may you walk from this moment forward in the remembrance that you are not waiting for ascension. You are generating it. You are the fusion. You are the fire. You are the new human. And so it is.
Superb.
Wow. And throughout that, my face was tingling, and you talked about the third eye, and it was itchy. I'm like, ooh, I can feel it. Beautiful.
Oh. I dedicated this to well, you know, our talk before this recording, Breanne, from your visit to Egypt and your 2.0. And with this, like in my meditation, this is what it is your experience will become a new experience for everyone that is listening right now. And beloved family, golden family, whenever I do an invocation, I put so much light frequency as a dragon being. And if you do download it, do what you want. But the first 7 days are so potent in helping you restore thyself. You know, I do it out of my love for all of you. This is why I'm here. I'm not here for the money. If I was here for the money, I'd be talking about stuff from the past, politics. Bah, bah, bah. At the
Love it.
end.
Really, that was so beautiful. I wanted to thank you guys so much for having me on. I adore you both so much, and it was such an honor to be able to chat with you guys.
We
Thank you.
love you, Brianne.
Yeah. Superb.
Gary?
Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely awesome. Amazing. I've really enjoyed it. It was lovely meeting you, and the
Mm.
knowledge you shared and the information you were able to portray from your visit was just another level. So thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you so
That's
much.
my brother.
Oh, you guys are amazing. I love it. Very beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. And with that, everybody, we're going to have to say goodbye. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe into Brianne, myself, and Richard, and enjoy the rest of your week and have a lovely, lovely time. thinking about the amazing experiences that Breanne's shared with us.
Yes, and before we hang up, famille, golden famille, never forget, be good, be kind to yourselves, and we'll catch you all on the next read. Rock and roll.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.